Hello, Happy New Year, or crappy poo rear, as some people like to say. How's your head? That's your own fault, isn't it? Drinking too much fucking alcohol. Anyway, this is a quick New Year message. First, to say thanks again to everyone who has watched this channel over the past year and brought me some laughs in the comments and allowed me to exorcise some deep-rooted anger as well, right? What we're going to do in this message is we're just going to give you 2 or 3 things that we have liked about the previous year, and then 2 or 3 things that we haven't liked about the previous year. Obviously, if you are of a nervous disposition, then I would recommend probably turning this video off now, yeah, because it might turn into a bit of a rant. So with that in mind, let's crack on with this New Year message, right? Bollocks. So the first thing that we really enjoyed about the last year is the fact we didn't buy so many games. I know it looks like we've bought quite a few, but we haven't actually bought as many games as we have done in previous years. In fact, I looked at a list of most of the games that were printed in 2021 and we haven't bought any of them. So we're not really a cult of the new type channel this year. And this leads us on to the second thing that we've really enjoyed about the last year in board gaming, is that we've been able to revisit many of the older games that we have enjoyed over the last 20, 30, even 40 years, believe it or not. We've revisited some of the old classics like Catan. We've gone back and played Caylus over the last year. We've played Cyclades more than we have done in previous years, right? And I don't think that's anything to do with the way that things have been over the last year or two. It's just the fact that we got fed up with paying stupid money for board games that we generally only play once and then get rid of, right? So yeah, it's been a real bonus that we've been able to revisit some of our tried and tested classics. And to be honest with you, that's where most of the best games lie these days, isn't it? I mean, if you look on the top 100 board games on that nasty little website, then you will see that the majority of games, in fact, I think we counted about 80% of the games, or maybe a little bit less than that, maybe 70% of the games are less than 5 or 6 years old, right? So it just goes to show, if something's new and shiny, then the carnival comes into town, people have a look at it, get bored, and then move on, right? So my advice to you this year is just try not to buy so many new games. Save some money. Go out and buy some second-hand older games that are going to contain the same mechanics as some of the new ones, because basically everything these days is just recycled in it, right? So yeah, we've really enjoyed going back and playing some of the old faithfuls, and maybe we'll continue to do that, right? So the next thing, and the final thing that we've really, well, there's been plenty of things that we've really liked about the year, but I'm not going to waste your New Year's Day making your throbbing, self-inflicted hangover any worse, right? The next thing that's been really good about this year is that we've hit 7,000 subscribers on this channel, right? I mean, stats don't really mean anything to us. Even if we had like 10 subscribers, we'd still make these videos, because we're not doing it for any particular reason other than I enjoy playing games and I enjoy filmmaking, right? So last year we did put an aim of getting a number of subscribers. I don't really want to do that this year, but I'm looking at 10,000, right? Can we get 10,000 subs? I don't think it's going to be possible in the next 12 months, but we'll jump into the lake of shit and say that we're hoping to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, right? Okay, not that it means anything, but there you go. So moving on to the shit that we didn't like about the last year, and believe me, there is loads to talk about here, but we're only going to select 3 things. The first thing is that we have noticed that a lot of YouTube content is now just made up of paid previews, right? A lot of the established channels, not naming any names, but a lot of the established channels now just seem to be paid previews or paid promotions. You see the little tab up on the YouTube video saying it includes paid promotion, and then we are asked to trust this person's judgment when they've been paid to tell you that the game's good, right? And more often than not, people that have been paid to play a game and create content are going to tell you it's good, right? Because no one is going to pay someone to tell you that their product is dog shit, right? We were almost drawn into this situation with a game called Hegemony. We were offered a substantial sum of money, right? They didn't disclose how much they were going to pay us, but they said a substantial sum of money to provide a positive review, right? And I thought about doing this, right? I thought, well, if you're going to do content, why not get paid for it? But I talked to a mate of mine in Arizona, and with his wisdom as my aid, I decided that I wasn't going to go anywhere near these paid previews. And I'm actually disgusted with myself that I even had to think about this sort of crap. So yeah, next time you see that includes paid promotion little bar in a YouTube channel, then chances are that the opinion that's been offered to you is the opinion of someone that has been paid to tell you that the product is good. And it's funnily enough, when we declined to get paid for creating a positive review of Hegemony. The publisher started giving us a load of shit, expecting us to work to a deadline, so we ended up burning the game. I actually set a light to it, and then funnily enough, loads of positive reviews of this piece of shit started appearing on YouTube. So that was proof to me that people have been paid to tell you a pack of lies, right? So yeah, once again, if you see that paid promotion, just be wary that the person that is telling you the product is good is probably a lying bastard. So the next thing that we didn't like about this year is the price of games has skyrocketed, and I'm not interested in the reasons why. All I'm interested in is the fact that I've got to go to work into a job that I fucking hate, and I've got to part with more money for the same stuff, right? I don't give a shit about why the shipping costs have gone up and the overheads for game publishers and all that crap. I don't care about that. All I care about is the fact I feel like I'm getting ripped off, you know, because the game that was, say, 30 quid 2 years ago is now gone up in price. I've got an example of this actually, because Terraforming Mars, we bought that game for 35 quid when it came out in 2016, was it? And now we looked on the web, and the sort of average price for that is probably around about 60 quid, right? And the component quality of that is absolute bloody shit. Part of the reason for this is because people are willing to pay stupid money for Kickstarter exclusives and all that. They're games that probably would have been maybe 40 quid are now going for over 100 quid. And if you look at games like Tapestry, for instance, we've recently got a copy of the new expansion, and we totted up the cost of Tapestry if you've got the base game and the expansions, and it brings the game up to about 120 quid if you paid for it out of your own pocket, and that's absolutely astonishing, right? So the price of games is something that really, really gets on my fucking nerves, yeah? The way that we are being manipulated out of cash, the business models of companies like Fantasy Flight, where if you take Arkham Horror the card game for example, you were expected to pay maybe £10 or £12 for a Mythos pack every month, and then they changed it and now you're expected to pay 60 quid for the whole bloody thing in one go, right? And I know people can say, well, it's cheaper that way, but is it really? I mean, I quite enjoyed the fact that maybe I'd buy the Mythos pack, maybe I wouldn't, but it was only going to be 10 or 12 quid, right? But now you're expected to shell out 60 quid for the whole thing, right? So yeah, we sold our entire collection of Arkham Horror card game, and I bought a fridge fucking freezer instead. So the final thing, and the thing that has annoyed me the most about the board gaming world this year, is the fact that politics has become sort of a disease in the industry. I'm not talking on behalf of anyone else, I'm talking about my own personal point of view, is that on this channel, aside from what I'm talking about now, you ain't never ever going to get any kind of politics or any of that bullshit infiltrating this channel, yeah? If anyone tries to come to me, tries to cancel me on Twitter and all that, I don't give a fuck, because I'm standing outside of that circle, yeah? So don't do a rado on me and try and burn my house down unless I make a political statement and then I end up wearing bleeding t-shirts with the political statement on it, because it ain't going to happen, right? Board gaming is a family hobby. I sit down with my mum, my wife and friends, and we enjoy a game once a week, and that is it. I don't know enough about what's going on in the world to make political statements on a YouTube channel about pushing cardboard around on another piece of cardboard, right? If I wanted to do that, I'd join my local political party and I'll get involved in that, yeah? So just be assured that you are never, ever going to see any political statements. And if any of the mob out there wants to come and have a pop, meet me down my local pub and I'll it in. Just kidding. So there you go, that's Happy New Year message for me. It's not really happy, was it? Just like 2021. That's a bit of a down ending, right? But who gives a shit? I'll still be here next year. Keep watching this channel for more board game bollocks. Thank you for watching this channel over the last 12 months. Don't pay too much for games. Stay away from the political wankers. Revisit some of the old classics and, yeah, play more games, right?